In 1947, the city of Quito, capital of Ecuador, witnesses the opening of the first travel agency and tour operator in the country, Ecuadorian Tours. This unique event caught the attention of citizens around the city, and especially those who have previously had the opportunity to travel abroad. That same year, 1947, American Express appoints Ecuadorian Tours as its exclusive representative in Ecuador, making our company the first travel organization to obtain this distinction in South America. Not many years passed, and Ecuadorian Tours organizes and provides services to the first groups of tourists arriving to Ecuador after more than 60 years of continued top-quality services to millions of tourists. We can proudly say that Ecuadorian Tours is the company that opened Ecuador to the world and became the pioneer of Ecuador's tourism industry. Ecuadorian Tours. "60 million years ago, volcanic eruptions from the Earth's core led to the formation of the Andes mountain range. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the Riobamba region of Ecuador, where 8 active volcanoes stretch across approximately 200 miles to form the Avenue of the Volcanoes. Of these, the Cotopaxi volcano, a 19,347-foot cone-shaped giant, is considered the third most important active volcano in the world, according to the NASA-sponsored Clearson Volcano Research Project. But these awe-inspiring rugged peaks, once worshipped by the local people as minor deities, are only one of the region's charms. Descend from the ice of the glaciers to the Paramo at 9,900 to 13,860 feet, home to over 200 varieties of potatoes, as well as quinoa, beans, and corn, which forms the basis of the indigenous diet. Discover an area that has been inhabited since 10,000 BC by people ranging from the Puroais and the Incas to the Canaris, who lived in the area in 700 AD. Much of today's population still traces its descent from these ancient communities. Much of Ecuador's greatest natural wealth and beauty is concentrated along its Pacific coastline, where undiscovered beaches lie amongst the green rolling hills. Some of the country's most beautiful, though least developed beaches can be found in the Manabí province in areas such as Puerto Cayo, Puerto Lopez, San Clemente, and Manta. Huge expanses of the white sand are surrounded by palm trees and seagulls, with few other human beings in sight. Ecuador's upper Amazon basin, also known as the Oriente, is a whole different world. Deep, dense, and mysterious even to those who know it. Filled with 1,000 varieties of lush plant life, strange and exotic animals, and primitive Indian cultures. It is among the most complex of ecosystems. Mostly unexplored, it is nevertheless the most visited part of the continent's jungle, due to some of its rugged road connections with Quito. Visits with primitive Indians, nights in jungle huts, hikes through untamed rainforest in search of the myriad animal, insect, and bird species, canoe rides down the dense rivers. These are all part of a true jungle adventure.
Bienvenidos a Galápagos, Patrimonio Natural de la Humanidad.
The Galapagos Islands have been named the best site for wildlife tourism in the world by the BBC. The archipelago has been named a World Natural Heritage Site by UNESCO, as well as a whale sanctuary. It houses the Santa Clara Island Wildlife Refuge and the Charles Darwin Foundation. This foundation was established in 1959 by the Ecuadorian government and financed by UNESCO. It is charged with both the protection and scientific investigation of this area, the largest and most highly visited national park of Ecuador. The islands, named for a Spanish riding saddle, are located 600 miles west of the continent on the equator. They were first discovered by Archbishop Tomás de Berlanga of Spain in 1535. The islands were left in a basically abandoned state, visited only by marauding pirates for many years, until they were annexed to Ecuador in 1832 during the rule of General Flores. In the 1800s, the islands were used as a penal colony for the Ecuadorian government, and in 1940 and in 1970 respectively, Baltra and San Cristobal were converted into military bases with airstrips for the secret refueling of Allied warplanes. Our company's mission is to provide the best quality travel solutions with variety and friendly service and competitive prices. Ecuadorian Tours,